the reason why I like sneakers that much is because what it represented. Like I was a teenager when the Air Jordan came out. Yeah, for me it became the first Air Jordan that I knew was Air Jordan 3, I think. That's when it became really, really, really popular. And as teenagers, that's what we could afford to have. You know, like you
In
can
France?
have like a very nice watch for people back in the days, like when they're 40, they need to have a Rolex or whatever. That's a sign for them for success or what they like. And it's good to have a nice watch, but for us or for anybody that doesn't have, you know, thousands of dollars to spend, the thing that we really liked is sneakers for what it represented. And it's true that they started, well, Nike and Adidas, it came a little bit later, but at least Nike and Reebok in late 80s, early 90s, they came up with like great models. They started hiring like, you know, designers and that were doing a great job. And because of the mainstream media and the broadcast of sports and the emergence of you know, Michael Jordan or Andre Agassi for tennis, people like that had their own shoe, they were representing that and these values, and it was bringing worth to the shoe. And it was like, you know, dreaming. There were like superstars that were dreaming, and owning these shoes were like owning a part of their success or what they represented. I mean, that's what they sell. That's what they sign athletes.
Michael Jackson had sneakers?
Michael Jordan, I said.
No, yeah, no, I know, but I am
Michael
asking.
Jackson, yes, he had sneakers.
Yeah, I know Michael Jordan, but
because
I
in
know
the
you
late,
like Michael
in
Jackson.
the late 80s with LA Gear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and and I've seen people buy it. I didn't buy it. I didn't like them at all. But yeah, he did as. But I mean, he didn't follow through because he was never wearing any sneakers. So what I would have understood if he tried to release like the pair of shoes like he was always wearing, like mocassin. We call it mocassin in French.
Mocassin, yeah.
I would have understand that. You know, he has his own signature because that's the only shoe he was always wearing.
Yeah, mocassin is...
Coming all of a sudden with a pair of sneakers when he never wear any, it didn't really make sense. But anyway, so that's the thing. Like, people might not understand if they don't come from this background, or maybe they were not raised in that time period where sneakers became really popular, is that it's one thing that we could all have, and even though it was expensive for what it was, everybody had $50, $100, $150 to put on a pair of sneakers instead of buying a very expensive jeans or very expensive shirt, or, you know, it was like the sneaker was, and it was cool by what it represented, and designs were great. Of course, the marketing that they put over it was unbelievable. But like, for instance, like one of the most expensive sneakers, I think it sold for $500,000.
What?
It's a signed
$500,000?
A signed Air Jordan.
And who paid for that?
Somebody that.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
no, that's a lot of money.
But
to put on your feet, to your dirty, sweaty,
okay, so here's the thing: is that now
smelly feet.
Now that's the thing that people don't. That's exactly the reaction that most people have. Is like, oh, if you buy sneakers because you're going to wear them. I wear all my sneakers, but there are collectioners, like collectors. So,
yeah, but you have to tell.
So they don't wear them; they showcase them. It's like art for them. It's like when you have a jersey from a Maradona, you're not going to wear it to go to the game, right? You're going to put it on the frame and put it in your living room or in your bedroom because it's a Maradona signed jersey. It's or Zidane
But
or
it's a lot of
Ronaldo
money.
or Messi.
$500,000. It's a lot of money for
It's
a pair
a lot of
sneaker.
money. It depends how much you have in your bank account.
You have to tell them you have sneakers from inside your house, your home.
I have what?
Yeah, you have a pair that you don't use
Outside,
in the outdoors.
Yes, but I yes.
No, but tell that story, or I will.
No, every time I have like a nice new pair of sneakers, I wait month before wearing it outside.
In plural.
And it's because I like to have sneakers. I like to wear them, and I don't like to use them. Like to wear, So I want to keep it new as much as possible, and the only way to do that is to keep it inside, and so I can enjoy them, and then I take them outside.
So when you want to buy a new pair, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna go and play tennis with this.
Yeah, so every time I need a new pair, I'm going to wear the
new ones.
The
inside sneakers
outside, so I can have an excuse to get a new one for the new inside pairs. But most people don't understand that, and now, like for the past few years, you have the all this website that actually like trading, well, selling shoes, used shoes, and you have like a whole market of people that know about shoes, that kept them over the years, that have great collections, and they sell them online, whether it's on eBay or on StockX or on the Goods Emporium. What is the name? Okay,
I
anyway,
have no clue.
I read about StockX, so which is one of the website, the platform. Actually, it's a company. They receive shoes from sellers. They put them on their platform, and people that buy have an authentication that they are real ones, because
it's a third party.
There are a lot of fakes, and then they receive them. So it's like the middleman that put the shoe on their platform because it's really popular and there is a lot of visits. This is so popular. It started in 2015, StockX. It's so popular that now it's worth $500 million.
What?
Yes, in 5 years. Can you believe? Like, imagine.
So
like,
can I start my business in the sneaker business?
Yeah.
Can you?
Actually, it's 1
coach
billion.
me?
I just checked. It's actually it recently reached 1 billion valuation.
1 billion?
And they are
Billions?
not making anything. They are not
No,
manufacturers.
They're just like a broker.
They're brokers. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So imagine the business. And the thing is that because, like, from my generation, we're always like sneakers, and new generations are always like sneakers, because it's true that they did a great job of making some rare, some really cool, and the athletes always helped. But people kept them and sold them on eBay, and now there's like this whole dynamic of releasing rare sneakers, like the Yeezys, for instance, or rare sneakers from Nike. They do like raffles. You cannot buy them in store. You first need to participate in a raffle, and
What
then
a complicated
and then they pick, because they have like limited number, and when you have a limited number,
Why you have limited number when
so
you
the
can?
value goes up. Like, you have some sneakers like the Off-White.
This is my opinion.
Like some sneakers that are rare because they are like customized by authorized people. So they take a normal sticker, they repaint them,
Artists.
they add some things. It's not like they paint them, like they draw things or whatever. No, they just do a new
A
colorway.
pattern.
Yes, or pattern, or they add something, and then all of a sudden it's double price. And they make only like 10 of them. And for instance, they're going to sell it. Okay, I make 10 of them. It took me like, I don't know how long it takes them, but they sell it for...
Yeah, how long? I want to know.
I don't know. For $300, and they have like 20 pairs like that. They put it on sale. Of course, they have contacts of people that are the best buyers, just like you have for like big car makers. You know, like once you're a Aston Martin customer, you're the first one to know the release of a new car, and you're the first on the list to be able to
get it.
to get it. So it's the same. It's like the same method, and they do that. And you know that when you buy them $300, it's so limited that right when you buy them, it's worth $600 already. So it's an investment. It's like buying a house. Like, you have equity, or...
So why we don't start a business selling?
Well, a lot of people have...
So
No, I mean, no. You have to respect people that are knowledgeable. We could do it.
No. Yes, of course. I mean, now that I am listening and I'm hearing, it's like, okay, there's a lot of opportunity if you know.
Yes, you have to know your stuff. You need to know, oh, this is the model from 89, because I remember in 89 they did the inside thing in blue, while it was red on the other models. Or maybe there was like one model from June 1991 where something at the manufacturer went wrong, and they did the air on the back of the Nike in red when it should have been black, and this make it really rare. They only make like 100.
Well, you should.
So there are like, for the watches, it's like the
You should
the same.
start a business.
It's not about...
You seems that you're knowledgeable of this.
I'm just giving you example. I don't know anything. If you tell me what was the release year of this model, I would not be able to tell you.
Well, now, but people probably, the one that are in the business right now, probably they start as you are, like an avid, like you.
Oh, yeah.
They like them,
Oh,
but
yeah.
now because they start in this business, now they have to know. Now they inform themselves, and of course they know exactly what to get. Because if you tell me go online and search for, some sneakers to sell, I probably will choose some that I like,
Yes.
and probably they won't have any, demand or whatever.
Yes, but at the end of the day, if you buy a pair of shoe like $1,000, I mean, of course, if you have like millions and millions, it represents the same thing.
Millions
It
and
represents
millions.
it represents the same thing as me buying a pair of shoes at $10 for them to buy it 1,000 probably. So we cannot really judge that. But for most people that really like it, if they don't have a lot of money, buying shoes at this price means like you're going to be really anxious to wear them or not wear them at all and just going to be on display somewhere.
Yeah,
So it really depends what you want to do
so
with it.
with one pair of shoes, they could feed like a whole town.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
But I mean, you have many stuff like that. You can
I mean,
you can judge on that, but basically, like we are talking about a product that is still affordable in our modern, in our democracies. Like maybe not in other countries, but it's a product that is affordable. We're not talking about $100,000 watch that could feed a whole country. Like if we cannot make this type of comparison because it is a popular product, and you have to respect that because on top of that they put a lot of efforts, and it does it has an emotional value to it. And you have some sneakers that are really rare.
which are the rarest one?
So there are some that are really expensive because they are made expensive. Like I think the most expensive pair of sneakers, it's like wrapped in gold or whatever. So of course it's going to be expensive. And then you have the rare sneakers that are like collabs.
What is it?
Collaborations
Collabs.
between. So you have one that
I thought that collapsed. Like what?
Collabs.
How do you wear that?
you have one that is rare, and it's a very nice sneaker. It's the Air Jordan 4, and it was a collab with Eminem, the rapper, and Carhartt, the brand. And it's a very nice Air Jordan 4, but that is expensive because it's really rare. They only made like a few of them, so that's why it's expensive. And you have a whole, it's really well known. So let's talk about the Yeezys 1 second.
Yeah.
I
wanted to ask you about
I don't know much about it, but Kanye West. So he's a rapper.
No. And future president of United States.
Yeah, sure. But he started collaborating. I think his first collaboration was with Reebok in the early 2000s or something. I know Adidas did some. It did start with Adidas, and they had like the bear of his first albums. They put it on some shoes and gave it to him.
The bear?
Yeah, he has the bears on his first 3 albums, graduation albums, which is my favorite phase of Kanye West. After that, I was a little bit lost. And he had a deal with Nike. So he released 2 Nike Air called Yeezys with Nike. So you have the Yeezy 1 that he released, and then for whatever reason the deal collapsed. I'm guessing that he wanted to put it, I'm guessing they were not giving him enough money because he wanted to be the designer and be really involved. And they were like saying, well, we'll only put your name and you get 10% or whatever, something like that, to that nature, I'm pretty sure. So he said, I'm not renewing the contract. And he signed with Adidas, and now he's a billionaire because of this.
Of the Yeezys?
Yeah, yes, but like mostly. Yes, because he has his clothing line, Yeezy clothing line. Now he just signed with Gap.
The one that he asked for loan, because that was very
No, the
big
PPP.
news.
Okay, let's not get. Can we stick to the subject? It's the same with Floyd Mayweather that wins $100 million match, and then he does the PPP.
Okay,
but
let's
anyway,
go.
Yeah, it's something different. Like we're digressing if we go there. So I think they basically did not renew the contract before the Yeezy 2 got released. So they didn't really release them, or really limited time. So it made them really rare. And so you have 2 Yeezy 2s that are really rare. And the most famous one is the Red October. It's called Red October, and I think by the time they knew it was not going to be released or very limited because the deal collapsed with Nike, I think it went up to $80,000 for a pair.
So those are rare.
That's what Kenny West said in an interview. Say, can you believe that? And I think it was 18 or 80. I can't remember it. I mean, it's ridiculous for a pair of shoe.
More $500,000.
Yes, but and the second one was the Solar Red, and it's funny because the sole of his shoes is the same as the Air Challenger 2, which was one of my favorite sneakers. It's the Andre Agassi sneakers back in the 90s.
Okay,
the first
I know Andre Agassi.
The red lava one. Okay, the color red lava for Nike. No,
red lava.
Okay,
yes.
but so he was already like popular with that. Then he went with Adidas and he did what he wanted to do. It's like design himself. He was not. I mean, there are people helping him. So he came out with these Yeezys. And they are super comfortable. They didn't look like anything else on the market because you can say whatever you want, like the Nikes, the basketball, whatever. They look the same because they are the same use. So of course you are going to have reinforcement here and here because it goes with the sport. But they get more freedom around that, and they're really popular. And they're popular because he didn't sell them the normal way either. He made it hard to get them. And it's like through raffles and through some lists and things like that. So when there is one that is released, it's like it gets sold out. So then people are like, oh, this is really popular, and it's so rare to at the beginning at least to try to get one that it creates demand. Because like, why I cannot get this? I need to get this, and so he released another one and another one.
So that's what happens to you. Like you have to have
many
them.
colorways. Yeah, I mean it's part of the hype. Yeah, and I mean I fell into that because it's. But that's also part of my teenage years when
or the discounts.
When it's so cool, when it was so cool to have this type of sneakers, and when you had that, like you were feeling more confident, and people were like, "Well."
I don't remember like have
cool
you
kicks.
You like you just said that you buy the discounts.
So that's me. But I do have sneakers. They are not rare because I would not fall into that trap because I would get addicted.
So you accept that this is a very bad habit?
Yes.
What you have,
yes,
like what you do?
I buy the discounts. Like imagine if I was like, because I love sneakers so much that I could basically like really get addicted and try to get the rare ones and put it on credit cards and like you could do that, right? You just spend the money that you don't have. This is something I've learned in this country. I can do it. I would cry, but I can do it.
I would cry.
But just to just like close the discussion about the sneakers.
White shoes.
No, just the sneakers. You asked me like the rarest one.
Oh yes.
Is the ones that they released. I think it was in 2011 or 12 or N15 anyway. They are the Nike Air Mag. They are the shoes from Back to the Future when he's in the future.
Oh yeah.
So he has Nike, that self lace. And he has the self jacket as well. And so for the 20 or 30 years anniversary of the movie or whatever, like Nike decided to actually release them, and
what happened?
And well, they just made a limited number of them, and it's so limited that the shoes
it's so limited.
These shoes they go for blue. I don't know. It's one of the rarest and most sought after. So I guess the price depends on who's deciding to buy it, but this is like one of the rarest ones on the main brand, because then you have like haute couture brand that sneakers are so popular that for the past 10 years you have like you have Dior collab with Nike, like there is one
Dior?
like Dior, yes. Dior, j'adore. And you have like Balmain and like Gucci, like every like luxury brand release their own sneakers now, but it's a different category because they are already like super expensive because they are luxury brands, and it's not the same. It's not coming from the same dynamic as over like real sport shoes,
like Jordans.
Yes, exactly.
I only know the Jordans.
but yeah, I would have way more if I had money. But you're right. Like you could make a business. You start with one, Yeah, you start with one, and then you just grow like one little by little.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, you know, like you have these sisters that have the biggest collections of sneakers
The
ever.
sisters.
They're sisters because they inherited the collection from their father
Uh-huh.
that collected, I think, 5,000 sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And one day decided it was too much because I guess it was taking too much time or whatever,
Or space.
or they didn't care about, you
They
know.
were rich.
I guess they have. He was I think he was a lawyer and he loved sneakers. He could buy 5,000 pairs of sneakers, so I guess, you know, it was not really an issue. But he did give it to his daughters, which I'm not sure they knew a lot about it. But I mean, even though they grew up um, surrounded by it, and they have their own basketball court in their house.
Uh-huh. Okay, so they were rich.
And they store them in different places, but they have like 5,000 of them. So what would you do? Like, what type of collection?
So they sold them or what?
Sometimes they sell some of them, but
Also, they are getting rid little by little of the pairs.
yeah, I'm not sure what they are doing. I'm pretty sure people hate on them because
Imagine if you're
it's two white blonde
father-
girls that, you know, get
They-
inherited sneakers. Like, it's not supposed to be part of their culture, so people must be mad. I'm not making any judgment, but
you are.
I mean,
but I am doing
but if I was really into it, like, I would be so pissed that they are the ones that have the
the most.
most pair of sneakers. But I mean, it's the same. Like, why are you going to be jealous? No,
Yes.
I am not jealous. I just want people to have access to what they are really passionate about, just not something fall of the tree for them. But it's the point that I was trying to make is, like, of course you could start and, you know, put it on the credit card, $300, very rare pair of sneaker. You know it's going to be worth 600, so you
Uh-huh.
just go and you start like that, and then you buy the next one, next one, next one, next one. You can try that, and maybe you're not going to be rich, but you if you like to spend time like that. But then you will always have people with
It's nice
with a lot of
to-
money that will get like these
Mm.
sisters. It does really irritate me to see that some people really have all the good intentions, are passionate, are knowledgeable, and they're struggling to get there, and some people don't ask for anything and just come to them.
Well, that's life.
Yes, it's life. It is life, but
How
yeah.
many-
So that's my bad habit, is to buy discounted shit, including shoes. What is your bad habit?